Whatever you try to hold on to, the nature of thing is that this is happening.
Swinging away.
It's going to move away from you. And whatever you try to avoid and push away from you is just a question of time until it's going to move like pretty close towards you. If you don't want to have a life that is too shaky, don't touch the water. Because in the moment you touch, your touch is the initiation for the ripples to appear. Same way, you want to follow that goal. You want to have it easy along that goal. Don't touch any additional water along your goal, which ultimately means your energy is being just drawn away from your initial goal.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The thoughts, views shared here are just that, views. We just conversing, sharing perspective while having fun. So don't take this shit personal, and definitely don't try this at home. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's get to it.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Before we get into the show, I just want to say thank you to the new subscribers, thank you to the old subscribers, and thank you to the soon-to-be subscribers. We have a dope conversation to chop it up with, you know what I'm saying, this week. Jay-Z and that Freestyle got the internet in a frenzy. But, you know, for all the family that's either working out, you know, getting to the bag, listening to the podcast, you traveling down 85, 95, I-75, and you going to a destination to see your family, or you on that highway chasing that paper so you can provide for your family, let me give y'all the ultimate round of applause. See, you know how we do it over here. We create the vibes with the music. You know, we let the music build up the conversation. Let's get into this first track, man. You know, it's something special. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Never had a lot, this is all I need. People never care till it's R.I.P. Niggas turn their back on me for no good reason. Loyalty is priceless and it's all I need. Can't burn a bridge just to light my way. Lot of 42 on the flights I'm taking. Pouring out my soul and it might sound crazy. Lot of falling outs help me build foundation. Never had a lot, this is all I need. People never care till it's R.I.P. Niggas turn their back on me for no good reason. Never had a lot, this is all I need. Lost individuals is all I see. Grab the top spot like part of my reach. Woke up one day and it was all on me. If it comes down, it's gon' fall on me. Lot of 42 on the flights I'm taking. Long way down from the heights I'm chasing. Just touched down, I was lights out in Vegas. Girls checking in cause my lifestyle dangerous. Hard to tell people that I'm all out of favors. Call me for songs or they call me for paper. Turning off my phone for the night now, baby. Pouring out my soul and it might sound crazy. Some of my niggas don't love me. We should sit down before shit turns ugly. We should sit down since you said things about me. Never had a lot, this is all I need. People never care till it's R.I.P. Niggas turn their back on me for no good reason. Loyalty is priceless and it's all I need. Can't burn a bridge just to light my way. Lot of 42 on the flights I'm taking. Pouring out my soul and it might sound crazy. Lot of falling outs help me build foundation. Never had a lot, this is all I need. People never care till it's R.I.P. Niggas turn their back on me for no good reason.
Niggas wanted to kill me and y'all still with them. Nigga, y'all chill with them. And y'all wonder why we not friends. Best thing I could do is not build with you. When I could destroy you, that takes some fucking discipline. I could send a team to come drill you. I got $1 billion or $2, and I know where the fuck you live. Niggas gotta chill with talking gangster. You should just thank us. Humble yourselves a little bit. This ain't the same Sean that you knew once. I don't shine shoes, this ain't what you want. No, all that back and forth on the internet. Nigga, we don't tend to.
Oh, we gonna ever get those bars like that again, man. Real talk from Drake and Jay. Before we get into the next record, I want to say salute to the people in the cities that watch my channel the most. NYC, let me give y'all some love. Know what I'm talking about? Chi-Town, salute to y'all also. I appreciate Chi-Town, the Windy City. Salute for checking out the platform. Charlotte, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, another round of applause. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget the partners out on the West Coast, Los Angeles, San Diego. Salute to y'all, man. Real talk. Thank y'all for checking in and, you know what I'm saying, tapping into the content and the conversation, because, you know, I ain't picking no sides. You know, I'm objective over here. You know, also, we ain't caring about these individuals. We ain't fans, you know. Fan is an abbreviation for a fanatic. But with all that being said, you know, we got to get right back to the music before we get into the conversation, because all we do is create the vibes. Let's go.
Hey, hey, lot of sixes in here. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 10 of us, we moving as one. I'm so proud of who I become. You might think I'm taking some lumps, only if we talking about sums. Yeah, intentions are pure. They cannot tell me relax. My mentions are jokes, but they never give me the facts. This isn't that. Can't be ignoring the stats. Based off of that, they gotta run me the max. They gotta run me the max. They gotta double the racks. They had it set up for real, but they didn't come with the slaps. When I heard the shit, I was skipping through that. If I get to tripping, there's no coming back. I don't understand. These niggas gotta adapt. You know where I'm at. I put the 6 on the map. Your shorty was bent, she wanted to vent. I promise it fell in my lap. My money is young, my problems are old. I promise I'm bridging the gap. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Niggas provoke, this shit ain't a joke, man. Nobody playing. He's at the top, then he's at the top, but nobody staying. These niggas around, but they ain't around. You know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
Say that they down when they shit is down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Hey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get close enough, the hoe smell like a kilo still. First album 26, I ain't need no deal. Real. Already a hood legend, I ain't need no shine. First rollie flooded out, I ain't see no time. Whoa. Stand up niggas, we only ducking indictments. Dope boys, off-white, looking like soft white on them. You know what I'm saying? We in the building, we came for $1 billion, ain't nobody playing. Live every word that I'm rapping. Say I lost 90 bricks and it happened. You probably wouldn't believe everything that you seeing right now if it wasn't live action. I ain't on the gram, they record who I am. God to these dope boys, how can you not be a whole fan? I'm what me should've been, I'm what Supreme didn't become. If Alpo didn't snitch, niggas would be like Young. I got your president tweeting, I won't even meet with him. Y'all kill X, let Cinnamon live.
The streets is done.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What's poppin' with the family, man? I know I took a week off. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating the wife, birthday, life. We headed down to ATL. We was on the Chattahoochee River, eating good, living good. Life is good. Hip hop is good. I'm excited to converse with y'all today. You know, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because we handling business today. Before we get into the freestyle, you know, Jay-Z said some interesting things on the GQ magazine interview that he did recently. And he said this.
And get back to being Jay-Z.
I don't know. This is the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense.
All offense. 2026 is all offense. He said we off that defending our name, because, you know, his name was mentioned a lot. His name was spoke about from people in YouTube world. A lot of people that was talking from a perspective of malice. I remember covering the Jaguar Wright situation. A lot of people agree with everything that everybody said. You know, the follower individuals that just believe. The people that just believe any old thing. With no proof. His name was brought up in the Diddy trial. Dame Dash has been monetizing Jay-Z's name, going on everybody's platform talking crazy. I was wondering when he was going to say something. I was wondering, niggas' name all in his mouth. Pause. His name all in niggas' mouth. I apologize. I said that wrong. Niggas' name all in his mouth. Pause. That was nasty. But we're going to get to this freestyle. You know, I took notes down so I could see what was actually being said and who was actually being mentioned. You know, earlier this year during that interview also, he talked about, does beef still, you know what I'm saying? Let's play that also before we get into the conversation.
We've just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm going to say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I had this point of view.
My fault, y'all. I'm texting one of the Jackson boys, telling him I'm going to call him right back. You know, I got to stay in tune with the La Familia. You know what I'm saying? That was my boy, Jack Boy, the family. He said, beefing, you know, it doesn't need to still be a part of the culture. Just a month ago. Then he come with this freestyle. We got to get on into it. Let's get right to the freestyle. Shots fired. I only have no gunshots on my board because I really don't like gunshots. I lived in the projects for real where we had to hide up under the bed because the bullets was coming through the window. So, you know, it's a different thing with me.
The leprechauns have magically run out of praise. Your son on the federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is? Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery game. You had to catch Cal and thunk it. Was you who punked his? I'm the one who strung the pain. That hill you can die on. It's way too much flack that comes from those planes. I'm killing them softly. What's understood don't need to be explained. You want it one way, it's the other. I spill on you suckers, I maul you niggas gang. I ain't much for me, it's no how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pain. The price of the bricks going up. It's gonna cost you a beat to even say my name. You ever heard of a wonderkin? My children is some of them. Have you niggas no shame? Y'all trying to get underskin? I really get underskin. Ask how I'm playing. Y'all thugs with y'all thumbs again. Everybody think they're the ones insane. You're no maniac. Watch y'all saniac in my presence, nigga, straight. I need a new therapist. This shit is not working. I'm truly on the brink. Y'all better not encourage him. Y'all don't want me to think these thoughts that I think. That nut-ass nigga still stuttering. And Chatty Patty down on his luck again. Quest introducing me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with him. You wonder why I do the freestyle rehearsal. That lady back on the stuff, she sound like she in love with him. Her kid can't even take their kids. Enough of them. A rapper can't be my eye. I got MAGA Republicans. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. You trying to break the government. I prayed for 40 days. My neck get flooded again. Wrists get flooded again. My net worth went up again. My next update, the jig is up. Nigga, I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. Niggas look up the Hove. I never looked up to them. The crackers got your publishing gangster. Go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers. In perpetuity is how your contract is worded. Don't make me go first. Man. The roots remember, even when the trees pretend, not too much of my name. Don't forget who I am. Hattie loves her Shawnees. S-H-A-W-N. I find it adorable she put the S at the end. You don't know, the show ain't even begin. I said, you don't know, the show ain't even begin.
Hey, before I even say a word, I'm gonna be objective, but I'm gonna be biased in my conversation because I'm you know, I prioritize Jay-Z as one of the greatest to ever do it. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. You can't take that away from the man. You know, I'm gonna decode a lot of the bars because I took notes, but the fro, it threw me for a loop. You know what I'm saying? How can a nigga take the wicks down and turn that shit into a fro? That's new to me. My nephew put me up on speed. You know what I'm saying? He said, I just had dreads, Unc. I took mine down. He said it was hell, though, but I took them down. So I thought that was impossible until my nephew got me up to speed. I feel like, you know, listening to that, it was a lot to decipher. You know, I've been seeing the internet in a frenzy. I'm glad that I'm not one of those platforms that has to bring the content out immediately so I can make some money. You know, I'm straight. I don't, you know, I want my perspective and my assessment to be something that's honorable and something that's real. I ain't trying to just jump out there and just start talking out my ass. Pause. But I see a lot of people saying that it was trash. I see the young individuals not being able to relate to Jay-Z and not liking Jay-Z, but I thought this was phenomenal. I thought this was phenomenal to open up his performance. And we're going to play a little bit of the performance also because I want to react to it. I thought this was a phenomenal job. Let's get into the first bar, though. It's going to cost you a B to say my name. So what I took that as a double entendre for billions as his wife names, and it flips the Destiny Child's hit Say My Name while highlighting the Carter's family wealth and influence. That's what I took it at. It's going to cost you a B just to mention my name. You know, he also said, I really get under skin. Ask how I'm playing. You know, that was a reference to back in the days to where, you know, it was word on the street. This is all allegedly. I don't know if it was true, but in 1999, Jay-Z stabbed Rivera. That's the person who Cameron was signed to back in the days when he dropped his first debut album. Had his own label. Had his own thing going on. I don't know what it was accused of, but Jay-Z just mentioned that, ask how I get busy. I'm going to poke one of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? He also said, hold up. The rock's not crumbling. Leprechauns have run out of pranks. Your son in federal jail mumbling something about having too much in his drink. Now, that was, I thought, a hit at Tory Lanez. Because, you know, Tory Lanez's father, after the trial and after he was locked up and he was found guilty, he had something to say about Rock Nation.
PD's office, tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That's that right. Rock Nation, right. You will crumble. I am an apostle of God, that's right. And you will know who I am. That's right. Say that, man. Come on, man. I feel that, bro. Real talk.
He called God on Jay-Z. Hey, boy. He said Rock Nation is going to crumble. We want to see Rock Nation crumble, little bitty bit. Jay addressed that. That's actually his company, his platform. That's, you know what I'm saying, what he uses to pay his family, to highlight his family, to put people in position, Rock Nation. So I don't have no, you know what I mean, ill intentions with him defending that. That's his brand. That's his label. That's who he represents. So I understand why he's defending it. I also understand why the father is crashing out. You know what I'm saying? So let me get back to some of the bars that I decoded. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let me go to the other bars because I want to save that one. He said the chatty patty down on his luck again. You know, that's the language that Dame Dash uses. You know what I'm saying? He's a chatty patty. He called people chatty patty, talking about his teeth is tumbling out of his mouth and all of that old type of shit. Hey, Dame Dash has been monetizing conversations about Jay-Z for over a decade. And Jay-Z ain't never even said anything. You know, Jay-Z showed a lot of frustration, and he's a 50-something, almost 60-year-old man. I feel as if, you know, he spoke on that GQ interview about beef shouldn't be a part of the culture no more, but he probably sick of this shit. Years and years and years of my name in your mouth. But why is your name in their mouth? Are you doing something that is not honorable to these individuals that makes them keep your name in their mouth? I remember during the Diddy trial, I was sick and tired of seeing Gene Deal talk about Diddy. Like, it be some people who spend their whole life talking about certain celebrities, and I never wanted to be that man. I never wanted to be the individual that's connected with somebody through beef or none of that shit. I feel like that's lame as hell to me, to be honest with y'all. But, you know, it is what it is. I feel like Jay-Z was tired. He also said, cancel the brunches. I remember the hunger pains. You know, to me, that sound like I don't need to be in these industry celebrity circles. I remember coming up in Marcy in the projects, not having much. I can go back to that. We don't have to be partying and cute together in the industry when the industry is full of fuck niggas. And that's just, you know what I'm saying? That was a dope bar to me. So he said, everybody think they yay, the one insane. You're no maniac. Watch how he's sane. Watch how sane he act in my presence, nigga shrinking. That's a clear shot at Kanye West. Jay is saying Kanye West's behavior changes when they're in the same room. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. Do I got another one? Yeah. I want to say this one before I play a clip, because I got a clip on. He took shots at Drake. You know, everybody is prioritizing that because Drake just released the album. I feel like Drake initiated the beef on the Janice song that he just released. Janice Shut the F Up. You know what I'm saying? He talked about Jay-Z on that record, and he mentioned him a couple of times. Even before I play the ball, I want to play that though. You know, I got a clip from a content creator talking about Drake taking shots at Hove and everything. And he broke it down for me because, you know, I was on vacation last week. I didn't have time to be breaking it all down. I was enjoying life at the Chateau Alon, drinking that summer peach wine in Georgia. Beautiful day with my beautiful wife and my sister-in-law, having the time of our life. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to the music, but I wasn't engaged in the foolishness like that. So let me let this young brother break it down, then we're going to continue on with the conversation.
When Drake rapped,
I'm a 6-side renegade. For anybody adding more lemons to the lemonade.
he may have been taking a shot at Jay-Z, something he made sure to do all throughout the ICEMAN album. The term 6-side is an obvious reference to Toronto, Drake's hometown, also known as the Six. But two words made this line stick out, the first being renegade. Because hip-hop fans know that renegade isn't just a random word, but also the title of one of Jay-Z's most famous songs. And even though it's Jay-Z's song, the conversation around that record has always been that Eminem out-rapped him on it. And that criticism has followed Jay for years, so much so that Nas even used it against him on his diss track
Eminem murdered you on your own shit.
Drake calling himself a 6-side renegade could be more than just calling himself a rebel from Toronto, but also him connecting himself to a record that symbolizes somebody surpassing Jay-Z. Then comes the second word, lemonade. Now on the surface, he's talking about people making a good situation unnecessarily sour, but it's an interesting choice of words, because when most people hear the word lemonade in relation to Jay-Z, it's hard to not think about Beyonce's album, Lemonade, an album centered around Jay-Z's infidelity, betrayal, and the damage done inside their marriage. This wouldn't be the first time Drake has made a reference to the situation either. Back in 2024, Drake posted this cryptic picture of Solange on his story, a picture infamously known for being taken right after Solange beat up Jay-Z in an elevator, an incident that is rumored to have taken place because of Solange's frustrations over Jay-Z cheating on her sister, Beyonce. And that connects to another shot Drake appears to take at Jay on Too Hard for the Radio.
Damn, y'all was really all hopping back then. Yeah, I'm fucking power couples up, yeah. Acting like you love marrying your wife, and you boys need to worry about a jury in your life, hey.
Not only was Jay-Z one of two major hip-hop names referenced in the massive batch of Epstein files recently released, but he's also the one out of the two who is actually in one of the most famous power couples in the world. So between the Renegade reference and the Lemonade reference, the bar starts to feel a lot more layered. Even with all of that, the biggest story isn't necessarily the bar itself, but the history behind it. For over a decade, Jay-Z has happened to always be 1 degree away from many of Drake's biggest conflicts. When Drake battled Meek Mill, Meek was signed to Roc Nation, owned by Jay-Z, who has been rumored by the people involved to have a very integral part in the Meek Mill and Drake beef. When Drake battled Pusha T's diss track, The Story of Adidon, was actually delivered on Jay-Z's The Story of OJ instrumental. And most recently, of course, during the Drake and Kendrick beef, Kendrick was given the platform to perform at the Super Bowl by Jay-Z. Kendrick also specifically shouted out Jay-Z during a Grammy acceptance speech for Not Like Us. Am I saying that Jay-Z orchestrated all of these moments? Not necessarily. But for an artist that claims to be too big to care about Drake, Jay-Z does happen to be a common denominator in many of Drake's major conflicts. That's why I think ICEMAN is part of what may be the longest Cold War in hip-hop history. two of the biggest artists hip-hop has ever seen, quietly fighting over influence, power, and legacy for the last 15 years. And now that Drake has surpassed Jay-Z in multiple categories, from chart success to global reach to #1 albums, it seems that he is finally done pretending that everything is cool with Jay-Z. And knowing how competitive Jay-Z is and how important being the best is to him, I would not be surprised if we get a response from him sometime soon. Either way, based on this lyric, it looks like Drake has finally taken the gloves off and is ready for any rock thrown his way.
You know, I'm gonna play the record, the bar. I'm gonna read the bar and decipher the bar that Jay-Z mentioned Drake on the freestyle at the Roots picnic. But before I get into that, you know, that guy sparked some interest in me about beef and about Drake. You know, I'm not a fanatic for any of these individuals I'm about to mention, but I prioritize Jay-Z music the most because it resonates with me the most, because I'm from that era. I was 21 when The Blueprint was released. I feel like that's Jay-Z's best album, and to hear that at 21 years old, that financial literacy conversation, those songs, man, they hit different for me. I understand why people might resonate with Drake more. Drake is a very talented individual, but I'm starting to notice a pattern, you know. I assume this, but Meek Mill was sent after Drake, talking about the writers and all of this and the information that DJ Drama had released about his girl getting poked by Drake and all of that old type of stuff. Then you got Pusha T came. Pusha T did his thing, but it didn't knock Drake down. Kendrick Lamar, you know, they exalted Kendrick, let him perform at the Super Bowl. Not Like Us was a smash hit. But, you know, it ain't hurt Drake. It gave us a different perception of who he was, but he just dropped. ICEMAN. The numbers didn't go down. The music quality is still there. When I reacted to the album and reviewed the album, I did it a disservice because it's way flyer than anything that I could possibly give it. I rated it a 7 out of a 10. I feel like it's an 8.5 out of 10 now. Great album. But I want to play this audio from Joe Budden, speaking about, you know, him and Drake have their odds. I like that they have their odds because, you know, they're very witty with how they disrespect each other. But let's play this audio. Let me shut up. Come on, X.
That don't bother you a little bit? That niggas be expecting you to just be a certain way all the time?
That's conditioning. He conditioned.
You condition? You think so?
I moved to the beat of my own drum at all times.
But he conditioned
at all times. If you need to gain understanding about something I did, do it later. By the time I did it, I already know why I did it and contemplated over it for fucking months or weeks at a time and spent mad hours on it. So it's totally fine.
Also, when it comes to listening to music or reviewing music, like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I don't think that we put on airs up here for the most part.
They are the Drake fans, the Drake stands, the hyper stand people are spinning the block on all the people that had negative things to say during the battle.
They are.
So because of that, I think people were expecting me to hate. And saying that because I didn't hate, it's performative.
I saw
that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing a lot of the OVO check must have came, a call must have came, and yeah, because Joe didn't turn up, I gotta tell you, I was offended at all of it.
Same. I was real offended. Like if you know anything about niggas up here, it's like,
yo, I was hating when none of y'all was brave enough to hate. Who the fuck do y'all think y'all are talking to out there? You fucking New Jacks. It's 2026 going on 2027. Y'all trying to misrepresent history. I was hating way before it was cool just because that's how I felt. I don't need help to hate. I don't need to wait till it's cool outside to get my hate on. 1. 2, I seen niggas saying niggas is act.
Yeah.
Niggas is act. Anytime I'm saying nigga. That me hating was a business move. I was offended again because newsflash, I make all the money when I'm the only hater. When I'm the sole nigga hating or with a bold opinion when all of y'all are going the other way, I make all the money. The one time you just actually like something and you like having a backbone
niggas like
and you're strong enough to get in there to say it, they want to paint your opinion as all of this other shit. It's absolutely
the
nothing.
flip side is if we would have went, let's say we all hated the projects.
I'm going to cut Ice off. Salute to Ice. Salute to the Joe Budden Podcast, Dope Podcast. I got to turn my jazz back on because I'm feeling the vibe. Hold up. I'm feeling the vibe of the jazz. How many of y'all like jazz music or like multiple genres of music? You know, I love hip-hop too, though, but I really rock with jazz heavy for some reason. Turn that up. Okay. Yeah. Catching the vibe. Can y'all like the artistry of an individual and not like the individual? That's basically what Joe Budden and his partners was talking about. You know, he lost the battle. He lost to Kendrick Lamar, the rap battle. He got out-rapped by Kendrick Lamar in those 7 to 14 songs that both of them released during that span in 2024 when they was going back and forth. He lost that. But ICEMAN is not a bad project, and if you say it is, you hating. It's a few records on there that's going to stand the test of time. That's high quality records. Like how people saying that this Jay-Z Freestyle is garbage also. People saying Drake album is garbage. I feel like people don't like people. They don't, you know what I'm saying, prioritize the artistry. The artistry is something different. Everybody can't put those words together like how these brothers putting those words together. And if you can do it, why ain't you did it? You can talk and turn your camera on and say you don't like some shit, but you can't, you know what I'm saying, articulate your words as good as these brothers can in some poetry and rhymes and put it out yourself. Or you would do it and you will make you a bag. This is a very interesting situation. I feel like Jay-Z and Drake has been the culprit in this beef the whole time, and it has come to a head. That's what I want to say. Will some records be produced from this? Will Drake respond because he initiated this? We just played the clip from the young brother who broke it down. He initiated this. Will he release a record now since Jay-Z said what he said? And if he do that, will Jay-Z respond? You know, Drake chained academics as of recently when he did his last episode of the ICEMAN series live events that he was having. And we all know that academics is a fanboy. He is a corporate and a person that prioritizes Drake. He's a spokesman for OVO and all of that. And I find that to be weird or whatever, though. But he said something that was interesting, though.
Goalpost, but he's saying, nah, that's the chart that matters. Then he says, niggas looked up to Hove. Hove never looked up to them. Now, I told you, I think he could always get this line off on Jay-Z, on Drake and Kanye. However, I do think, you know, if Drake ever wants to respond, which, by the way, I think Drake should ignore this nigga. He should ignore this fuck nigga. This senile, Alzheimer's, you know, fungus-infested ass motherfucker should be ignored. Honestly. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. My advice is that Drake should treat him like how he would have. You remember how Jay-Z treated like niggas like Jim Jones in The Game back in the day? That's how Drake should treat Jay-Z now. Boy, I just dropped the hottest album. I'm the only thing moving in hip hop right now, gang. Even your moment you had to make about me. This is your first pop out. Nobody remembers. Yes, by the way, he reunited back with Freeway and Beanie Siegel on stage. Nobody's talking about nothing else other than him dissing Drake. If I'm Drake, I treat Hove like the little nigga like that he is.
The little nigga that he is highly disrespectful. Let me go ahead and read it. You know, the jig is up, nigga. I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. Niggas looked up to Hove. I never looked up to them. That's a direct response to Drake's recent ICEMAN era lyrics about older rappers and the phrase, the jig is up. Jay-Z is reminding listeners that younger artists grew up looking up to him, not the other way around. You know, I gotta say something, man. Jay-Z from the trenches, man. He from the trenches. Him making it out and becoming the success that he has became, it's unprecedented, man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's unprecedented. It ain't too many people, or Jay-Z may be the only man on the planet that can say he came from the trenches and became a billionaire. That I know of. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I like what Drake is doing. He's a hell of a talented individual. I like his music. But man, it ain't really no comparison. Hove don't even need to speak. You know, Ack is trying to use Hove tactics against him and tell Drake don't respond to this. I think that would be smart also, Ack, for him not to respond to that and just back down, because Jay-Z is different. I don't know too many rappers he bodied, to be honest, like career-ending bodied. He got smoked by Nas. We all know that. He got disrespectful and apologized, talking about skeeting on the baby seat and all of that. But what could he do to Drake? Real talk. Is there anything that he could do to Drake that could annihilate Drake, that could hinder Drake's career? I kind of doubt it, man. I kind of doubt it. I think Drake's ego is going to make him respond, though. Here to tell y'all that much right now. Let me pull this video up because I was excited to see this. I told y'all that in 2001, I was 21. So looking at this, it inspired me. It was interesting to me to be able to see these brothers performing and all of that together. And I just was excited about it. So let's get into this video. Let me make sure the audio is right, because I don't want to have to come back and do anything to mess up the audio or whatever. You know, I like making sure everything is right for the La Familia. Echo cancellation. Turn that off. Yeah. Make sure the audio is right. Now we're going to get into the video. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Guys who are in the emotion, like the soundtrack to, you know, the emotion that we deal with, not just like the high. To be honest, I think that, like the next thing, that was part of it. Yes, everyone wanted to feel those feelings. Yeah. This shit broke. Just stand back here. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Yeah. Watching it, these niggas watching it closely. My shit is butter bread, they wanna toast me. I keep my hands both of them where they supposed to be. Hold to get you sidetracked and clap with close feet. I don't sleep, I'm tired, I feel riot like codeine. They the brother got it with my me. From 14 to wait, my pain wish it was quick to see. From telling Cain the brain was fried to a frequency. Can't lie, at the time it never bothered me. Had the bug here, my love on properly. I squatted me like a respect for authority. Laughing hard, happy to be escaping poverty. However brief, I know this game got valleys and peaks. Expectation for tips, for precipitation, we stack chips hardly. And you for used to be, soon as he is feeling no more. Big Willie, my game is grown, but Frank is only William. Feeling for revenue, grateful that midnight. Channel 7 news, round 7 jewels, head jet in the mic. Forgetting all my avenue, convenient amnesia. I suggest you call my lawyer, I know the procedure. Lock my body, can't track my mind. Easily explain why we adapt the crime. I'd rather die enormous than live dormant, that's how we on it. Live at the main event, I better check the lottery on it. Presidential tweets, my residential was the weekend. Top of the really thinking they cold since I sent you peeking. They in excess rentals, don't be fooled, my game is mental. We both fly to town, dog, what you trying to get into? Viva, Las Vegas, see you later at the black table. To get me by the one that starts the G-Up. This way no profit, this present can't let it re-up. And we can have a pleasant time, sipping margarita, future G-Up. Can I live? Can I live? My mind is infested with sitting off the circuit like Alexis. If you've been wrong, it's sure to hurt you. Two-level like complexes and unity. My crew and me commit atrocities like we got immunity. You guessed it, manifested intangible goods. Platinum Rolex it. We don't lease, we buy the whole car, as you should. Market Federation, detonation, explode on detonation. Overload, this mind to the sensation. When it falls to steam, when it comes to it, we all please. Gotta do this, even righteous minds go through this. True this, the street students to spend our money foolish. Wrong with jewelers and watch raw scooters. I stepped it up another level, meditated like a Buddhist. We put it, let's treat us with ludicrous dreams of getting green, let's do it. It gets tedious, so I keep my eye open like CBS. You see me stress riding. Can I live? Can I live? Can I live? Can I live?
Let me stop it for a minute and give my perspective on that performance. You know, one thing that really caught my attention about that performance was the live instrumentation on the record Can I Live? Because that's something that's missing from the game, live instrumentation. One thing about that is that that's something that I prioritize because I really don't like the keyboard sounds and the artificial techno type sounds when it comes to hip hop. I like the warmth, the saxophone, the piano, the guitar, the drums, the bass. That's what hip hop is, the sampling. It's something that's real. It's something that's authentic. It creates a feeling. When you use all of this digital stuff, you remove the feeling from hip hop. Another thing that caught my attention, listening to this, and right now I'm creating my album and I've let people hear the music or whatever. You know, something that is interesting about being a real MC and being a real lyricist is that, you know, in the South, I love the South and I don't want to speak bad about our culture and my people that's from down here because I'm a down South boy. I love being from the southeastern part of the United States, the Atlanta, the Charlotte, the Knoxville, Tennessee, Cashville, the Orlando, the Jacksonville, all the way up to Raleigh, to Charlotte, to, you know what I'm saying, the bottom of Virginia. Even though we rock with DC heavy also, I would consider y'all Southern boys too. But, you know, I've been letting people hear my music and they've been saying that I sound like I'm from up north. But, you know, I talk country. The only thing that I do when I write my records now is that I prioritize articulating myself clearly, correctly, speaking in metaphors, triple entendres, double entendres, and making sure that what I'm creating is something of substance. I can't keep doing that repetitive shit and saying the same thing over and over and sounding stupid. You know, a lot of niggas be sounding stupid and prioritizing stupid shit. Drugs and Percocets and all types of things that's not beneficial to their life or beneficial to the world in totality. Tricking, spending money on hoes. We don't do that over here, man. We talking about how to get some paper, getting fresh, eating good, going to Michelin star restaurants, taking trips overseas, living life, and balling out of control. We ain't with none of that bullshit that these niggas on. And most of the bullshit that niggas on is in the South. I love y'all though. But, you know, I had to change up and prioritize lyrics and vibes in ways that, you know, a lot of people will feel like that I'm rapping like a up north nigga. Let's get back into it.
Bring that bass up. Yeah. Need to feel that bass. Yeah. Yeah. Life nigga, dog nigga, full nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, house nigga, field nigga, real nigga. nigga. I heard you. Let's run that back. Light nigga, dark nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, house nigga, field nigga. Still nigga. Still nigga. OG like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. House nigga, don't fuck with me. I'm a field nigga, with not cutlery. Go play the corners where the butlers be. I'ma play the corners where the hustlers be. I told them, please don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting. Take your money and buy the neighborhood. That's how you rent it. Yo, I bought every 12 engine. Wish I could take it back to the beginning. I could have bought a place to double before, but some for like 2 million. That same building today is worth 25 million, 35. That's how I'm feeling. Light nigga, dog nigga, old nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, house nigga, field nigga, still nigga.
I gotta stop it, and I'm gonna let him continue on. I just want to address something right quick. You know, this album 444 was making it cool to age to me. That's just how I perceived it to be when the album released. I think it was 17 or 18 a couple of years ago when Sprint was still in business. Sprint ain't even in business no more. It's T-Mobile only. But, you know, he said don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting. You know, that's a mindset that I knew early on in life, but I see a lot of brothers taking ownership of shit that they don't own. Blocks and neighborhoods and cities and things like that they don't own. And I don't know what is up with that mentally, you know, because, you know, I don't live in my hometown no more. I don't live in my city where I'm from, but at the end of the day, I represent it, but I don't own it. You know, it be niggas that be claiming gangs and stuff like that in southeastern parts of the United States that ain't never seen 60th Street, 50th Street, 53rd Street, 110th Street in California. But they representing something they never seen before. It's interesting to me. I think it's a mental health issue. But don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting. I feel like that was valuable game.
Still nigga. Yeah. Light nigga, dark nigga, old nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, house nigga, still nigga. Still nigga. Still nigga. Yeah. Break it down. Yeah. The gods are always the gods, though. Don't ever forget that. The gods will always be the gods. How many people in here were down from day one? How many people got that Reasonable Doubt album? Now, if you really know, there were two versions of Dead Presidents. Now, over the years, it's been a debate. Which one is the Supermax OG version? What y'all think? 1, 2. Three. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Hey, it's so crazy to hear him talk about this, you know, in a time to where physical currency doesn't even matter anymore. Dead presidents, it meant something to be able to get that paper, to touch that paper. It don't even mean anything now. But this song still has a value to it that I don't think a lot of people will appreciate. It's 3 pieces to this. He released vinyl recently with a secret version that people never heard before. This is unprecedented. Let's go.
You ain't there, girl? Give me some. Yeah. Yeah, I'm out for president to represent me. Which one should we start with? All this with that, Wonderama shit. Me and my conglomerate, shattering anonymous, caught up in the finest shit. Live out my dreams until my heart give out. If I were green, you know exactly what the shit's about. Fuck y'all mean. Handling since a teen, I dish out like the point guard of your favorite team, without doubt. Or like Big Rosie, but I roll with it. My mom was fine to the phone, told me that the phone with it. And now it's kosher shit is so acidic. I blow a digit on the diamond in a minute, but no bitch. Watch how I'm walking, cause even the thoroughest niggas be dogging, trying to strike a bargain, hoping that they might get parted. I'm bargain like we pins and needles, and my cerebral reason, witness evil thoughts that this for the feature. Keep back in the game so deep, please can catch you. Freeze off my kneecaps, can y'all believe that? Got the city drinking Cristal, we up the feet. Rappers going broke, trying to keep up with me. I ride the bitches, surprise the bitches, think harder. You know that nigga, Jay-Z, charge harder. GS the fuck up, GS the fuck up. Watch me shine like a bright, let me catch the fuck up. All wrong, but forget it, like all timers. Small timers, I said it, I'ma trust. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. The one of letters that we don't touch, let us stack cheddars forever. Live treacherous on these centers. To the death of us, me and my confidants, we shine. You feel the ambiance, y'all niggas just fine. Body out still accumulates like snow. We don't just shine, we illuminate the whole show. You feel me? Faction from the other side, we love to kill, we spill 3/4 of our blood into the streets that are known to heat. Fuck with me, hate a nigga, loving his life in all possible ways. No defense is bugging my life. Hospital days reflected with my fans laid up on the uptown high block. He got his side straight up. I saw his life slipping. This is a minor setback. You're still in all we living. Let's dream about the impact that made me smile though. It's I said, pray for me. I do you one better as ladies niggas faithfully. Murder is a tough thing to digest. It's a slow process, and I ain't got nothing but time. I had near brunches, not to mention 3 shots close range, never touch me. To run in the bitch, you can't stop by. Drinking my ties with tie-tie, down in the time. I pop by, word life, vitality, crazy way. Without rap, I was crazy straight. Nigga, I'm still spending money. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm out for president to represent me. I'm out for dad. I'm presidents to represent me. Presidents to represent me. Yeah. I'm out for presidents to represent me. Okay. Everybody, let's get a 2-step on in here tonight.
I want to stop it for a minute and say something, you know, because a lot of people come up in the street life, and there's different entities in the street life. It'd be some individuals that be gangbangers. It'd be some individuals that are straight violent people, robbers and stuff like that. And it'd be some people that just be hustling, trying to get their family out of situations that, you know, they was born into. And I'm one of those individuals who live that lifestyle and remove myself from that lifestyle. And when I think of Jay-Z and the music that he makes or whatever, you know, he's the poster child and the representation of men like me. He's done things that I wouldn't have done. He has prioritized capitalism in ways that I may not be able to be aware of, or may not be able to resonate with or relate to. But when I listen to his raps, I can relate to what he's speaking about from a place of coming up from, you know, the concrete and getting up out of that thing, man, because it be a lot of young brothers' prioritization. They prioritize getting in, getting up, and getting out. And Jay-Z is the poster boy of that, coming from those streets and becoming a billionaire. That Dead President song, man, you know, the currency is dead people. That's what it used to be before they made it digital. The currency was the representation of people that had died that was in leadership. Let's go.
2 steps. Y'all know how to do this. 2 steps. Yeah. Yeah. 2 steps. Stop see so late tonight, you should be. I like y'all two-step. It's easy. It's better. Yeah. You already know what I'm sitting on. I got put that outside and you know I'm sick. 50-50 vision with them S-Dots kicking off. Armadale popping down, only bring a nigga more. Only thing missing is a missus. You ain't even gotta do the dishes, guys. 2 dishwashers, got 1 chef, 1 maid. All I need is a partner to play space with the cars up, all trust. Who else you gonna run with? The truth is us. Only dudes moving units, air pimp choosing us. Hold up. Hey, back outside, got rocks in there. PJ on the runway, young got air. I don't land at a clip, so therefore, I don't want to hear more. Back and forth, my roots, hot, jump, holler. 2 step this side. I like that. I like that. They fucked y'all up. They got y'all fucked up. I see some ladies tonight that should be rolling with Jay-Z. Man, Blink always smoking that la-la-la. Kenny Sneaker always smoking that la-la-la. Always smoking that la-la-la. It's the rap that you sing la-la-la. Come on, excuse me, miss. I'm the shit. You should come hang with me. Basically, hold up, skip all the singing. Let's get right tonight. Philadelphia, I want you to know it's the world's most infamous 96 and forever. 96 and forever. Rockefeller Records. Rockefeller Records. You heard? Dynasty. Yes. Who can believe? Chicken man, more cheddar, close like the man of your polo sweater. Roll with the ROC. Hey, fella, remember me, the teachers used to tell us that was killers, and four-wheelers. We pro-grillers, oh, please fill us. We heat holders, fighting. Listen, boy, Joe's been still us. The black tickets, the black ticket. We got the game tied up. Stop tripping. Jigger man, single, simply. Here we go. Happy hell, no Capitan. The fire I spin, burn down, happy day, nigga. Fuck the club, we unapproachable thugs. On social, go postal. Great hand, the arm close to your toes. Like a dog supposed to push on. I thought I told you, you just fuck through. Don't make me take it to the old school. I put a hole to your hoes too. Through your hole, to your nigga close to you. Fuck it, chicken man. What? Single, go, a million. Yeah, and what you do, so did it. Don't win it. Big brother with songs and the rest of your videos. M.E.M. the rap the air. Got the fucking see a look. Who go out there? You want the pleasure, come look. It's all about her. I sweat you every neck you talk about us, nigga. No one pitch you every day. I get it critical. You don't have to hit the ball, but remember you with us. Let them drop that person. With the top of blast. It's the rock and blast. Chicken man, what's name? Bleak, that's you. Single, a million.
I gotta stop it. I gotta stop it. I gotta stop it. I gotta stop it. You know, Jay-Z was being ridiculed for not doing his first interview, implementing himself back in the game with Memphis Bleek, because Memphis Bleek has his own platform that he has created through I can't even say it. I was about to say Drink Tramps. The Drink Tramps. Hell nah. He created his own platform through Drink Champs with Noriega, and Hove hasn't made his appearance yet. You know, as long as Hove exists, Memphis Bleek will exist, and Memphis Bleek, you know, he will exist past Hove also. But, you know, I feel like Memphis Bleek don't get the appreciation or the credit that he's deserved for the albums that he created. He got 2 albums that is phenomenal records. You know, I get high riding down the I-95. Ma, don't ask why. Man, he got some hit records, man. He got songs with T.I., Trick Daddy. He got songs with Jay-Z, Missy Elliott. Great records. He created his own label and all of that, man. Memphis Bleek is one of the greats to me. You know, he played in the movie, the State Property movie. He did a hell of a job there also. A lot of people, artistry don't get, you know what I'm saying, the recognition that it is deserved. And Memphis Bleek is one of the greats, man. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go.
Come on with your bullshit smash in. With your bullshit smash in. Niggas wanna front again. Jump at the rhythm, give it drinks out of Texas. Nigga, we are supreme hard. You the dream hard. The reality is we push the dream hard. Fuck the green hard. Fuck the dream hard. We as real as we get in the ROC. Bitches don't talk to me, the hoes they eat my last nigga, jigga. That's me. Bleak, a million. Single, style. What's on with it? I used to I said niggas to the trial when you 45 to do it. Fuck around and your minds go through it. Shit, niggas always wanna be shit. With a motherfucking DJ. I don't see style, I can see side. I fuck around and how you sleeping on the deep side. Give it with the last name. She can see my time. Come on. I got a heart to my report.
I gotta speak about Petey Crack, this State Property era, this Jay-Z era, Dame Dash not being here, the Dipset not being here with Cameron, Joel Santana, Jim Jones, Duke the God, Freaky Zeke, and all of them boys. You know, to think about it also, I want to include Ja Rule in this conversation. Nelly, Eminem, that 2000 to 2001 era. It might have been the most financial time ever in hip hop. These songs are some of the best songs ever created in hip hop. To speak about somebody that was mentioned during this time with these guys is Scarface. You know, Scarface made Pimp C is my favorite, but Scarface may be the best ever from the South because he was implemented in DMX songs, in Nas songs, in Jay-Z songs, and Benny Siegel and him supposed to collaborated on the album. Petey Crack, I can't say enough about Petey Crack. He was one of the greatest. But this era, to think about the flow of the money that was going through hip hop at this time, it's unprecedented.
Take me, come sleep with me. For breakfast, gotta take a leap this time. Checkmate, Einstein, need your fight. Trevor heard us say, ain't you? So don't be around. Don't be around, he can be our local. Social don't need us. Got a shit still, leave them around. So I don't get left around. And it's around when I leave. When I rock short sleeves, please don't around. He lost it, he acted, he back. Take your Marine shining, Marine fashion. Back down, keep hanging there. Keep rocking the time. Street way of the place to be seen. I got what it takes to rock the mic. Quick, cause I got what it takes to rock the mic. Hey, you see in a place that I'm free, but I got what it takes to rock the mic. Yeah. Let's go. It's right, daddy, I'm screaming. No, we ain't the OG next to SIA. And roll to the mic, can't find the bitches and hostiles. So we are niggas small, you can get it. Like trying to walk in a strong bitch. I'm a line, I'm a block, he lies. You can't get the time. You can't tell me what get back, you know, stay low, keep flying. Oh, looking at the cat, I can't go back. I just can't stand on the back. I'm fucking with this radical cat. You fuck around in the radical cat and let it go back, and let it go back. Oh, you sleep in a place to be with 2 pieces on the wrist. No face to me. Spacing in a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic. Yeah, you say I'll jump up. I'm on the street, in a place to be seen. I got what it takes to rock the mic. See, what you see, you see. All of y'all need it right now. Don't get the burden. All of y'all need it. Don't get the burden. Just clap for me on this. it's a long TV. Wishing they was the world, but twist that long PG. Oh, they shampoo back there. I'll keep your mouth shut, we might do that there. If it's only way that the whole crowd's there. I got to get let's go and get left, yeah. Really feeling my protection, my whole neck close. See, I'm young, but I can sex some opportunity. I'm the one that ain't check for. Yes, that one with my mama, yeah. Hit me on trying to wait. I can swallow everything. Right before the ramen day. It ain't about the age, so let us know. Chickens still on every day. So they got me on jealous. Can't stop, won't stop. I can tell them that it's cause me. Girls, the girls, they love us like girls. They fresh to death, we the best of the
I want to say something about the Young Guns and Chris and Neef. You know, a lot of years people were saying that Jay-Z stole Young Chris' style. Young Chris has just recently released the album and a few singles. Salute to Young Chris. Let's give him a round of applause. You know, Jay-Z's legacy is tied to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is an underappreciated city for its talent, to be honest with you. And we're going to continue on with looking at this. And we have multiple conversations throughout this podcast. If you look at it in its entirety or you wait throughout the week to be able to get the clips, we're going to have a good time. Let's go.
Can't stop, won't stop, I can feel the records just we get down, get down. Girls, the girls, they love us. Y'all only right when I'm doing no cash. We waiting and pass over, we see we pass them. Your money ain't hate cause we getting that cash. Still ain't pass them, I don't wanna assess them. Oh, no, don't make me the better one. Get negotiate when I'm out with the best gun. You don't know who's when a nigga was yapping. Ain't no rap plan when we say we got one. Plastic bag, we fighting this shit. Take this step over the shit we left over. Now I gotta bullet up my niggas rapping. Niggas better believe we the youngest in charge. Ain't taking no deal, but I roll with the charge. Twice in me, we running this rap shit. Can't stop, won't stop. I can feel the niggas just make me get down, baby. Get down. Girls, the girls, they love us. We stay fresh to death, we your best friends. Can't stop, won't stop. I can feel the niggas just make me get down, baby. Get down. Girls, the girls, they love us. We stay fresh to death, we your best friends. Yeah. It's what we do. It's what we do. It's what we do. Y'all niggas better like the wall. And I better be the it's a lock us down. It's all way the keys. Come out to trust you. You think they got no way to you still trying to keep up. Trying to when the team start growing and the summer start growing and the heat start growing. You just keep going. You stop bleeding and you stop working and you stop working. I'm a person, but you can see me right out in the open. And I'm a kid. I can't stop living. My niggas are prison. I'm a really on the next shit. My boys in the squad. Walk over to the hill with the split bit. But I'm never using, I'm a rider. And I can't talk you at the different guys in kitchen. Don't you wanna say, we have the line up.
I'ma just speak on this for a minute. A lot of people don't appreciate Philadelphia Freeway because of, you know, after he lost his rap freestyle battle with, what's his name? I'm a Hustler, Cassidy. You know, people perceived him to be different, but as a song maker, as a hit maker, as an artist in totality, Freeway is one of the GOATs. Benny Siegel is one of the GOATs. Jay-Z wouldn't have connected himself with them if they wasn't talented individuals. I like to see it. Let's get to it. You know, I'm going to say this to StreamYard, clip this up. Clip this up. This is a controversial take. A lot of people want to see Benny Siegel collaborate with Jadakiss on the album. A lot of people want to see Benny Siegel collaborate with Scarface on the album. But after this Roots picnic and listening to this freestyle, I think Jay-Z needs to collaborate with Benny Siegel on the album. Benny Siegel has overcome a lot of adversity. He's opened up a food truck, the Square Pizza restaurant. He is doing his thing outside of hip hop, and I commend him for that. Real talk. Benny Siegel is one of the greats. He has implemented himself in the feelings and emotions and trauma and anxiety hip hop more than anybody with Feel It in the Air, the Die song, and a couple of more records and the movies that he participated in. Looking at this freestyle is something that is interesting to me. Seeing Freeway, Benny Siegel, and Jay-Z side by side. This was the original Rockefeller Records to me. You know. Let's continue to listen on, man. Real talk, because this is interesting to me. And we're going to get into the conversation after this. You know, I have a lot of conversations that I can add to this because Oshino responded to Jay-Z's diss during his freestyle. I could even go back to Nicki Minaj talking about the jig is up and all of that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue on with the conversation because, you know, man, I appreciate hip hop, man, in totality. I love what Jay-Z just did at the Roots picnic. And as I'm recording this right now, he's performing his second performance this weekend at the Roots picnic. And here soon during July, he's going to be at the Yankee Stadium. I wish I could get tickets to go to that, man. If anybody got tickets they want to give away, let me know. Or they want to sell them at a low fee, let me know, because I want to pull up and be able to create some content also. I seen all those phones at the Roots picnic also, man. We living in times where people can't even appreciate the artistry. You know, they trying to record it so they can monetize it for themselves. That's interesting. Dope freestyle, dope show. Salute to Jay-Z, salute to Rockefeller Records. You know, we're an hour and 20 minutes in on the show, and I still got conversations that I want to pull up. And I want to go totally away from, that hip-hop conversation, and I want to come back to that hip-hop conversation because, hip-hop is my thing or whatever, though, but I got to get away from it for a minute to be able to breathe fresh air into, the show. So it was a piece released by theroot.com. They talk about a lot of black conversations, and they have a lot of black wealth, financial conversations, and things that's going on in America for people that look like me. They talked about the new Black Wall Streets in 10 cities where black wealth is booming at. As a black individual, I feel like you have to prioritize location, because if you don't prioritize location is going to get the best of you. I remember my last few years living in my hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee, and I felt out of place because I had to go to people that look like me to be able to see people that look like me. It was interesting. Knoxville, Tennessee is a place where it's 80 plus upwards to 90% of people that are Caucasian. And it's a few black individuals there. And the black individuals there is fighting to get out the bucket. They are the crabs. That's just my perception of it. And by the black people being the crabs and trying to get out the bucket, they hinder their own. They look down upon their own when it comes to their creativity, their art, their evolution in life, and all types of things. There's no unity there. It may be unity amongst a few, but there's no unity in totality, and I'm not lying. If I'm lying, prove me wrong. But this piece that The Root released was interesting to me because, I've, indulged myself in these 3 cities. That is the top 3. That's the only 3 that I could see myself living in. But there's a multitude of others to where they're saying that they're creating a new Black Wall Street. We about to get into it too, though. I'm about to read the article to you. So America's new Black Wall Street, 10 cities where black wealth is booming. On the 105th anniversary of the Tulsa Black Wall Street massacre, these 10 American cities are rebuilding black wealth in major ways. In American cities, large and small, black folks are building businesses, buying homes, breaking into high growth industries, and reclaiming economic ground long denied through generation of exclusion. This subtle but meaningful shift comes decades after black hubs like Tulsa Greenwood District, once known to the world as Black Wall Street, were destroyed in racial retaliation. Now, however, it seems black Americans are on the cusp of revising history in the form of the new Black Wall Street across the country. And we need to talk about it. Let's see what this article talking about. From tech corridors to legacy southern hubs, from federal job centers to rapidly expanding suburban counties, black Americans are forging communities where black wealth and excellence continue to grow. It's been nearly 105 years since Tulsa Greenwood District burned to the ground. But while it now stands as both a memorial and a subliminal of economic revival, in 2026, several cities like Atlanta have forged a reputation for carrying on Tulsa's legacy. That's why The Root is examining 10 of the top cities where a new generation of black professionals, entrepreneurs, and families are anchoring themselves. Just take a scroll. Atlanta, Georgia, number 1. For many black Americans, Atlanta continues to stand out as both a cultural center for black excellence and an economic engine of black life in America. The metro area is home to one of the nation's largest black middle and upper middle classes, along with a strong network of black-owned businesses, political leadership, and growing opportunities in industries ranging from media, technology, to logistics and film. We previously told you Atlanta hasn't had a non-black mayor since the 1970s, and historic ties to the civil rights movement and Sweet Auburn Avenue keep the heart of the city beating with accomplishments and sacrifices of black Americans. Atlanta also ranks high among the country's leading metropolitan areas for black home ownership. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported, anchored by historically black colleges such as Morehouse, Spelman, the city has long served as a pipeline for black leadership, entrepreneurship, and academic achievement. Number 2, where I reside at, is number 2 in the nation. Where I reside at, the Selmo 4, CLT, Charlotte, Buzz City, you know, where Jordan live at, where the Hornets play, where the Black Panthers got their own football stadium, you know, Charlotte, North Carolina, the 4. Although Charlotte has always been a hub for black folks, now the city has emerged as a fast-growing destination for black professionals, particularly in banking, energy, healthcare, and technology. Capital Analytics Associated reported the city offers a strong balance of affordability, career growth, public safety, and black political representation. During a time when inflation and tariffs remain top concerns within black community, Charlotte offers some hopes. With a growing black middle class and an expanding corporate world, Charlotte is becoming increasingly attractive for black families and young professionals seeking both economic mobility and quality of life. That's true. You know, what caught my attention is the public safety piece, because I feel like, you know, people that is from here will feel like the crime is high, but coming from places that I come from in Tennessee, and people coming from other places to move into Charlotte, North Carolina, this feels extremely safe. It's a safe city. You can you can operate and move accordingly. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want no criminals moving here. You know, number 2, what really tripped me out, because, you know, I would think that Washington, D.C. would be number 2 and Charlotte would be number 3. But Washington, D.C. is number 3. And what it says is that Washington, D.C. is often ranked the strongest overall metro area for black professionals and middle class wealth, according to the Black Wall Street Times. Historically known as Chocolate City, D.C. combines high black medium incomes, strong federal and professional job sectors. Let me stop, because the federal piece caught my attention. You know, the federal piece is dependent upon who is in the office at times. And we seen that 300,000 people that look like me, that is black and that is from the Chocolate City, has lost their opportunities in the federal sector, because Trump is in office right now, and he's removing people, and he feels like black people only got the opportunity according to diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is wrong. So let me continue reading. High educational attainment and one of the nation's largest concentrations of black-owned businesses. That's all of the top city's black colleges: Howard University and University of D.C., which is both a community college and a 4-year institution. More than half of black households in D.C. own homes, far above the national blank home ownership average. You know, a home in D.C. could be upwards of $1 million. And if you know 50% of the city own homes, then they own probably the most expensive homes in the nation. DC is also a hub for black political power, the outlet also reported. Of course, DC comes with its cons. It's one of the fastest gentrified cities in America, with thousands of black folks being pushed out each year. Still, in Ward 7 and 8, black populations remain strong. So number 4 is Houston, Texas. I got a gripe with that, you know, because I feel like if Houston, Texas is one of the most prioritized black cities, I apologize, then we're in trouble, because the population is dominated in Houston, Texas by Mexicans, you know. that is one of the top places. You know, I understand what taxes mean in Houston, Texas. I understand that it's a lot of black professionals and a lot of black musicians and stuff in Texas. But I feel like, you know, we seen people that was in politics in Texas lose as of recently that was black. I ain't even going to read this part. I'm going to continue on. Number 5 is Baltimore, Maryland. Salute to them. And handling business and be more. Provo, Utah, I never heard of them, but if they prioritizing black folk, salute to them. Virginia Beach, Virginia. I would like to read this, but you know I don't got the time to read this. I think it's where the black people that's in military. Hold up, let's read this. Virginia Beach has a stable job market, relatively high household incomes, and a strong presence of government and military employment tied to the broader Hampton Roads region. We previously told you black Americans disproportionately make up the federal workforce. Golly, that's crazy. Which means a city like Virginia Beach, with its perks like ocean views and short 3-hour drives from Washington, D.C., is often a great place for black families to thrive. That's all on top of the area's deeply enriched black history dating back to slavery. I don't want to read too much on Virginia Beach. I never been there before, but I gotta go. I gotta go now because I'm close to it. I gotta go. Nashville, Tennessee, that don't seem right to me. I'm going to read this. I don't have no choice to read this. I think this is number 6. I'm not going to read no more after this, but Nashville, Tennessee, you know, that's 2 hours away from my hometown in Knoxville. And every time I go to Nashville, Tennessee, I feel like it's country music being prioritized. I feel like it's Caucasians being prioritized. I feel like to even see a black person, I got to go to their house. So if this is one of the cities that is being prioritized for black people, then this is a problem. Nashville has become a growing economic hub for black Americans thanks to its booming job market, strong healthcare and entertainment industries, and expanding opportunities in technology, education, and entrepreneurship, according to the AJC. The city is anchored by its historically black institutions, including Tennessee State University, Fisk University, and Murray Medical College, which continue to help cultivate black leadership and professional growth. Compared to larger coastal cities, Nashville is still a relatively affordable road to home ownership and business development. While concerns about gentrification and rising house costs remains, the city continues to attract black professionals, entrepreneurship, and families seeking economic opportunity and cultural connection. Cheyenne, Wyoming. I ain't trying to move there. I don't care nothing about Wyoming. Grand Prairie, Texas. You know, I heard of it before. They got a Bank of America there, but I'm in Charlotte. You know, the second largest financial institution in America. Forget Grand Prairie, Texas. Come to Charlotte. Real talk. That's all. That was 10. Grand Prairie, Texas. That was number 10. You know, we're going to play a clip of a black man talking about something that caught my attention. I hope it catch your attention and it attracts your interest. But he was speaking about, you know, black people needing to, you know, integrate with brown people. Let's get to it.
Numbers, what we can have is that solidarity, because our cause is our cause. So we all know that we want to be able to eat. You know, we should all be able to eat, to flourish, to be able to be happy in this city. And so whatever that looks like to you is what needs to be communicated to the powers that be.
Solidarity with whom? Could you describe who need to be in solidarity with? I'm confused.
For me, that's black and brown people throughout the city. Well, I'm not sure what the issue is there, but if it's a numbers game, we're at the same problem. But where are we?
We're gonna play that one more time because I want people to get it that look like me. black and brown solidarity, because it's a lot of people that when they speak about unification with other individuals that is not like us, according to Kendrick Lamar.
Numbers, what we can have is that solidarity, because our cause is our cause. So we all know that we want to be able to eat. We should all be able to eat, to flourish, to be able to be happy in this city. And so whatever that looks like to you is what needs to be communicated to the powers that be.
Solidarity with whom? Could you describe who need to be in solidarity with? I'm confused.
For me, that's black and brown people throughout the city. Well, I'm not sure if the issue is there, but if it's a numbers game, we're at the same problem. But where are we?
Hey. That brother was a representation of the NAACP. And when he speaks about solidarity, he speaks about it as if, those people prioritized us like we prioritized them. Black folks was willing to unify with any other race in this country. Irish people, white people, Caribbean individuals, African individuals, brown people, who I would assume to be South Americans, and Mexican individuals and stuff like that. But when we try to unify with those individuals, do you think that they try to unify with us? That's the whole thing, People prioritize self first. They could care less about you, big dog. Real talk. They could care less about you. And with that being said, we have to prioritize our own and focus on our own. Because if we don't focus on ourselves, those people will continue to focus on themselves, and they'll continue to evolve, and we'll continue to, not be what we supposed to be, not be where we supposed to be, not being able to help the people that look like us that we love. It's just nasty. And I don't have nothing against no other race, but at the end of the day, I feel like my people should prioritize on. One thing I want to do, I'm about to take a break before we get into the next conversation. And this is the Floyd Mayweather conversation. That was one of the topics of discussion on the podcast. I want to play one of my records. If Not Me, Then Who is coming out September the 11th. The book is releasing with the album. I think that y'all going to be highly appreciative of the album. I'm going to shut down the YouTube channel July the 1st until the album release, because I got to get the book done. I got to get the album done, which I think is going to be phenomenal. And I hope y'all can stand the test of time and appreciate what I'm trying to do. I want to play one of the records that's being played in DC, Baltimore, Mexico, Tennessee, The Opportunist, featuring my dog Lex Lucchese. This is one of the records off of there that I feel like is real fly. We're going to check it out. We're going to tune into it, and we're going to get to it.
Riding through the city, we in something nice. Michelin star dinner, could care less about the price. Celebrate the wins, celebrate the losses. A player stay cautious, they hate when you ballin'. Made the lames nauseous, they sick of the floss. And I'm still kicking shit like a nigga Bruce Lee. Getting to this paper, my only degree. A representative for East Tennessee. My prime on the grind, I had them 20 apiece. Made the paper increase, now we out of their reach. Moving discreet, very unique. They pockets petite, I'm feeling complete. Made it out the streets, I was tired of losing. Had to cut off the opportunists.
That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. They only hit me up when we're shining.
Godfather, a player unbothered. I'm betting with Mookie back to back like the Dodgers. Canada Goose Bomber, react calmer with respect and honor. Been by the dollar since I was a toddler. Move like a mobster, stepping in Pradas. Stay strapped like one of them niggas from Shotters. At the Vineyard and Martha's, I spent a few dollars. Graduated from the streets, known as a scholar. Always kept it real, boy, you know what it is. They around where you win, but start losing again. You can tell who your friends when there's nothing to lend.
That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. They only hit me up when we shining. Never hit me up when we grinding. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. Never hit me up when we. Always hit me up when it's songs. Never hit me up when it's songs. Never hit me up when it's songs. Always wanna know when it's songs. Never hit me up when it's songs. You never hit me up when it's.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Before I get into this next topic with Floyd Mayweather suing who he said was his brother for $170 million. I want to play this clip of him praising Israel, praising the person that he is suing. And I want to know if, Floyd Mayweather can do something about this, because it was mentioned in the media that he couldn't read. He couldn't articulate himself. And he was a person that was kind of, whatever they assume him to be. Let's get into this clip, though. Real talk.
But one thing about Floyd Mayweather, I'm loyal. And loyalty is not an action. It's a lifestyle. So if I'm with you, Jonah, I'm with you through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And to those that's watching and has never been to Israel, it's one of the best places in the world. No matter where I travel to around the world throughout the years, I will always make that pit stop in Israel, always. And like I said before, I'm not with you guys 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only, Floyd Money Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice. And what we keep hearing is, why, Floyd, why? Well, my best friend is Jewish. This is my brother. And if you have a problem with him, you have a problem with me.
I have no problem with no group of individuals in the whole world, on this whole planet, this globe, this flat plane, whatever your perception is, it's your perception. But what I do have a problem with is that, why is Floyd Mayweather speaking for people who don't look like him as if they don't have a voice, when I feel as if the people that is Jewish-ish and the people from Israel have the loudest voice in the world, because they make people move in the direction that they want to go, like how they doing with Trump. We have no business in Israel, my perception. I mean, not Israel. I'm sorry. I want to correct myself. We have no business in Iran other than to be agreeable with Israel. they have the most powerful president in the world doing what they want him to do. No disrespect at the end of the day, but Floyd Mayweather, he talks about this guy as his brother. This guy is the person who was over his finances, his representation. Let's read the article. This is according to News Nation. Let me move this video out. I might play it too, though, because, I ain't going to play that video because it got nothing to do with Floyd. But I want to read this article because it has something to do with Floyd. This is News Nation. Championship boxer and promoter Floyd Mayweather filed a lawsuit alleging that he was scammed out of $175 million during financial dealings managed by a former advisor. The legendary boxer filed a complaint against Jonah, the person who he mentioned in that video, who was his brother, alleging his unofficial investment manager had surreptitiously diverted his funds into his own companies. According to a report, more than $175 million in money and assets was moved or misused, the lawsuit alleges. The 23-page complaint details several alleged incidents, including $7.5 million that was wired for a 12-month investment, during which no investment was made, no profit was made, and no money was returned. Another incident involved a $16.4 million loan that was secured with only $2.5 million sent to Mayweather Promotions. The boxer did not authorize the transaction, the document says. Missouri music studio hit with $840K lawsuit for unpaid work. Another incident involved the transfer of a Gulfstream private jet where the buyer's section was left blank. Mayweather alleges that he never learned where the proceeds from the transaction went. In another incident, the lawsuit says jewelry worth approximately $100 million was pledged to two Miami jeweler dealers, with only $13 million in value received in return. Mayweather said a large portion of the jewelry remained in the jeweler's possession. Additional incidents alleged in the legal documents includes unauthorized transactions involved $15 million in lawsuits, proceeds, and profits from Manhattan real estate investments. Golly. I remember Mayweather was just capping and talking crazy about the investments that he had in real estate, talking big money talk on his platform or on his social media about how much he was investing in Manhattan. And this was going to bring him $1 billion. And now it looked like those deals and those opportunities hindered him. Well, reading is fundamental, nigga. When reading and education and learning how to articulate yourself is fundamental. You can have $1 billion and be retarded as hell, nigga, because you talented. But you don't know how to articulate yourself and you ain't smart. It's crazy, dog. You know, I got a couple of more topics of discussion that I want to discuss with y'all today on this podcast. And one of them is Young Miami. We're going to get straight into that because I feel like, you know, Kevin Samuels was somebody that I really didn't resonate with. Someone that I didn't, you know, look at too much of Kevin Samuels' content, but he was a person of influence. He was a person that put females in check. He was a person that talked about sex, relationships, marriage, and stuff like that, that people could resonate with. And, you know, I come from the era of not tricking. I come from the pimping era with Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? And the people that prioritized integrity and self-reliance and valuing themselves over sex and stuff like that. And when I look at this situation with Young Miami, it's just very interesting. She was on Cam Newton's platform as of recently, and she spoke about how many children she had. She talked about being peed on by Diddy, being in relationships with Diddy. She got a new single out, and we're going to react to that also. But I want to play this clip first of her on Funky Friday with Cam Newton. Let's get to it.
To admit to me speaking down on women that has had multiple children with multiple men.
This is my favorite topic. So this is going to be the last good hot topic. I feel like, right, and this is what I said, I had my first baby when I was 19, 20.
Okay.
With the first, he took my virginity. First kiss, first hug. I was knowing him since I was 9, well, I don't know, childhood friends, right? So, met, growing up, we met in the apartments, grew up together, had a kid. We was young, it didn't work out. Okay, now I meet someone else. We're in a relationship, everything going good, I get pregnant. I want another baby, we have a kid. Okay, I have a kid, it didn't work out. If I get into another relationship and I feel that same feeling and I want to have a kid, why not? I feel like the third time now, because this is about to be I want another child, but the third time, it's like, I saw it didn't work the first time. The second time, it's like, okay, the third time is like intentional. Now I need to know, like, what type of father are you? You know, if this don't work out, like, are you still going to show up? I'm more aware of what I want in a father if it doesn't work out as a relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, now I'm not looking at it as the first time it didn't work. You know, the second time I'm thinking we in love. The third time it's more intentional. It's like, I need to probably interview the rest of your baby mamas. I need to see how you show up for your kids. I need to see, like, what Christmas look like. Is you like, oh, I got a show, I can't make it, or don't book me for Christmas because it's family time. So that's what I'm looking for. So even if I know it doesn't work, I know that it's stability. And we can, what you saying, like, we could be a family, it's co-parented. Like, we can, you know, it's there.
I looked at that imagery of that video and I seen so much. You know, Cam Newton with them Daisy Dukes on, big dog. Come on, nigga. You know, you're shorter than Young Miami shorts. She talks about what she has to receive. You know, I want to say something to individuals that's listening to this podcast and that appreciate my content. It's something about balance that you have to obtain, something that you have to appreciate, balance. When you get in a relationship with somebody that you care about, it's not all about you. It's not all about you, man. She's talking about 3 kids later. Why didn't you have this perspective initially? I'm 46, man. I don't have no children at all. Not saying that that's something that should be celebrated, because I would love to have children. But in life, we make mistakes. We have challenges, and we do things that's not in our best interest. She has had 2 children. Now she want to prioritize the person who she's with. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton, that's a goofy ass nigga. I'm in Charlotte, man. They love you here, big dog. They love you here. You a goofy nigga. You was good at football, but you a goofy ass nigga. Real talk. We're going to react to the record from Young Miami before we get into this conversation and we deep dive into this conversation. She released the record as of recently, and I feel like Kevin Samuels was right. You know, these women get older, and once they get older, they have a different perspective upon relationships. They view relationships as differently than they did when they was younger, because when they was younger, their value was up. But now that they older, their value ain't the same. People perceive them to be differently. So we're going to play this record. Spin that. Spin that. Real talk.
Miami. That's for all my scammers and my kid money bitches.
Where all my scamming ass niggas at? Spending that money fast. 20, 50s, 100 cash. Boy, going
let go your bag.
Boosting bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, going let go y'all bag.
spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit. I like a gangsta ass nigga making more than 10 figures. I'm a down ass bitch riding with you in the swag. Only fuck with the hitters for his girl. He a tricker calling up his trap phone. Pussy nigga, where you at? Where you at? Show me where you spin a block on your ops. Hanging out the drop, screaming fuck the cops. What we doing, nigga? Show me where your hood at. What's your face card, nigga? Where you good at? Scamming ass niggas at. Spending that money fast. 20, 50s, 100 cash. Boy, going that go, y'all back. Boosting bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tag. Girl, going that go, y'all back. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit. Why all my bitches getting money like they niggas? Where they at? Put it up in case the feds come and get them. Got they own, don't do it for the pot. Bad ass bitch making nigga cop and block. Pussy smooth making nigga think he landed. Bossed up, fuck nigga, who you playing with? Right, playing wrong, bitch, nothing average. Bust down, play the game, never been a plain bitch. Scamming ass niggas at. Spending that money fast. 20, 50s, 100 cash. Boy, going that go, y'all back. Boosting bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tag. Girl, going that go, y'all back. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit. This for all my boss bitches and boss niggas all around the world. Getting out the muscle. That's doing the best they motherfucking can.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I can relate to that song. I like that song. You know, for you trick ass niggas out here that's spending that money and you celebrating the flesh. Salute to y'all. Real talk. That's a hit record. That's something that I don't resonate with. I see these niggas out here that's influenced by emotions and feelings and sexual situations that is really appalled by that record. Her talking about having prioritizing a nigga after having her third baby is something that's crazy. It's crazy. Real talk. But we're gonna switch the topic up. Salute to Young Miami. I got two more topics of discussion that I want to discuss. One of them is Young M.A. The other one is the best 50 New York rappers of all time. We're just going to do the top 10. And we're going to react to Hot Down Max B leaving up out of the situation when, he wasn't mentioned.
Pick any of the rest of our top 50. Obviously, a whole bunch of legends. Big L, ODB, Fab.
I don't even see my name up there. Huh. Now you know I'm putting my name on top. That's crazy. You ain't got the Don up there.
Listen, this
you
is a
think
top.
all them niggas better than me?
Most Def, Pun, Doom, Ghostface, Prodigy.
I'm finished with this interview.
Wait, Max. Max.
Yeah, here, Montana.
Max. You can bring yourself in.
Get out of here, Tim. Yeah, let's go. We going to New York. Let's go.
This is the last part.
Come on, Max.
Max.
He really out, bro.
He left?
He left?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tell him to come back. We can adjust it. Come on. I'll come too.
You know, the brother said, tell him to come back. We can adjust it. One thing I want to say about hip hop right now and commentary and journalism is that it's an attention currency. And as long as you get an attention, people will prioritize what you got going on. What I want to ask the people in the streets, the real people that's from Harlem, that's from Brooklyn, that's from Manhattan, that's from Queensbridge, that's from Yonkers, that's from up top, Syracuse, and all of that type of time that's going on. Is Max B top 50? Leave that in the comment section for me. Is Max B top 50? Hold up, they asking me for too much information now, and they got me putting this shit up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? For real. Asking me for too much information. We're gonna put that down, because I don't got time with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time with that. To be putting up my stuff for the world to see it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, here we go. Max B walk off. Trying to read this for y'all. I apologize. See if it pull up on the situation. It didn't. I'm gonna hear a little tipsy. I apologize to y'all, but we're gonna get it up on the screen for me to be able to read it to y'all. So while French Montana and Rose initially laughed at the situation, Max B appeared genuinely irritated as he continued to walk while leaving. I'm getting sleepy in this motherfucker anyway, Max B added. See me back at the hotel we run, New York, nigga, don't talk. According to this episode, roughly 45 minutes passed before Rose returned and revealed that Max B had still not come back to continue filming, while French Montana attempted to convince him to return to set. You know, I ain't going to continue to read that. But what I want to say in closing is that, do y'all think that Max B is a top 50 artist? Do y'all think that Max B is a top 50 artist in New York City? I'm not going to pull that list up. I know who was number one, Jay-Z, who was number two, Big and Nas and 50 Cent and DMX and all of them brothers, which I feel like DMX is one of the greatest of all time, no matter what culture it is. Nas is my favorite. But at the end of the day, is Max B top 50? Give me y'all perspective on that. Real talk. One more topic before I get up off of this thing. I want to address Young M.A. And she finally came out talking about her health, and her being independent for so long in her journey throughout this music situation. Young M.A. is the first individual to represent that stud behavior. I feel like studs will never be able to have the audience to be platinum because everybody don't resonate with that. Females trying to be males. Everybody don't resonate with that. I don't think that you'll never have a platinum artist that's a stud. You just got to be who you are, initially. Young M.A. is a great talent, but she was on Shannon Sharp podcast club, Shay Shay, as of recently. And when she was on Shannon Sharp podcast, she had this to say. Let's get to it.
And he caused some criticism.
Yeah.
When you saw that, were you upset with him? Because you said, I don't like to bring my personal to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want, if I'm gonna go through something, I'm gonna go through something.
Right.
My music is one thing. You have access to that. Have at it. But what I'm going through personal, I don't want nobody to see that. And when you saw that, how did that make you feel?
All right, so let me explain that situation.
Okay.
Basically, when I did go there, he asked me, was he able to record me?
Yeah.
At that time, this was like around the time I first got out the hospital, probably a week after.
Right.
My mind, see, that's the difference is, I could really go deep into this because I never talked about this.
Okay.
But the day I got out the hospital, I was already, my mind was ahead of, I didn't even look back.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't like I dwelled on what I was going through.
Right.
My mind was, I got to get back to doing what I need to do.
Okay.
Because that's where I was at the whole time.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to die. I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid. Nothing. My mind, I already knew I was going to get out of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
in my mind, it's get back to the normal scheduled program. Let me go get a cut. It's been a month.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I went to the barber like I always do.
Right.
Went to the barber. Mind you, in my mind, I don't think I look like that.
All you see is you. You like, hey, I'm good.
I see the future.
Right.
I see what I'm about to do again.
Okay.
I didn't see me. I didn't see how I looked at that time. I felt like I looked like myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost scary to know, but I felt like maybe that happened for a reason. Like maybe it needed to be posted because I would have kept it to myself.
But don't you think that's kind of foul? He saw how you look.
I listen, when he posted it, he asked me could he post it. That's why I reposted it.
But why would he even ask you that? Think about it. If your man came in here, you know he had gone through something. You see that he doesn't look the same. You know what he looked like before that happened to him. You wouldn't go to him and ask him, bro, you mind if I post this? Because he's not thinking. You weren't thinking, because like you said, you couldn't see. We're the last to see. We're the last to see. What the shell looks like outside. You know something was going on the inside.
Right.
Maybe they didn't.
Right.
But the surface level, they can see.
Right.
And for him, look, that's your boy, and I ain't trying to cause no thing. But for me, ain't no way in good conscience I could have done that, knowing, because I see, like, damn.
Yeah, your mind is like,
nah, hell nah. I don't want nobody to see my man's like this.
Yeah.
What's interesting about this conversation is that, you know, a lot of people see you in different ways. But are they going to look out for your best interests when they see you? Family members, wives, mothers, fathers, brothers, cousins, friends. Are they going to be quiet, knowing that you're in the midst of turmoil, when you need assistance, when you need help because they can't afford it? Young Ma, when I look at that imagery of her, she was about dead, man. She was almost out of here. And I hate to use that terminology, but she was almost out of here. And that barber posted her. But she perceived it as something that needed to happen. Shannon Sharp viewed it as something that shouldn't have happened because he's not used to that. You know, I can speak on times in my life where inflammation almost killed me. Stress almost killed me. You know, family not knowing how to articulate themselves in situations that they should almost killed me. Salute to M.A. And I hope she comes out of that and she evolves through that and she sees herself as something that is of value. Let's play the clip.
Is that the reason why you never sign with a label? Because you saw, like, hold on, I don't need to sign with no label. Y'all taking half my money, taking all this. I can just do this on my own and keep all my bread.
I wasn't like against the labels. It wasn't never like against it or like for that matter. I just wanted to see what would they do after the song. Ooh.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's easy.
Right.
It's already, the train is already going.
Yeah.
But I need to know what's the follow up for me. Where's the power, the machine gonna be after the song.
Right. And
so,
go ahead.
Yeah. So once I wasn't delivered that, then I said, I got to do this on my own. Then
right.
That was it.
And you were okay with that?
Yeah. It wasn't to me. I wasn't about money because that's really what was the conversation mostly about was money and radio and stuff like that. But I was already. Right. I was already kind of getting my little money from shows and stuff. And I already kind of had, radio, relationships with people at the radio. So I was kind of building, underground.
Right.
And this record was just like my golden ticket. It was like, okay, bet. Like I'm gonna continue on this train.
Because you've already shown them proof of concept.
Yeah.
Y'all see
exactly.
y'all see
what I could do. Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So what are we discussing? What are we talking about? Well, we don't know what you can do. We don't know if the people are going to be you're going to be relatable.
Yeah.
Bro, did y'all you hear the song? Here, put that song. Hey, my man, put that song on.
Yeah.
This it right here.
Yeah.
So what we talking about?
Yeah, man.
Come on now, make the money right.
It was just, I think too, another thing with me is that I think I was kind of comfortable with the control I had.
Yes, okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
So looking back, if you could go back, would you stay independent or would you have signed with a
I'll
label?
stay independent.
You stay independent?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, if you're familiar with my platform, you know I've been promoting my new album as of recently that's releasing September the 11th. If not me, then who? I have singles on the radio already. I have features that's in the works, record labels that's reaching out. And independence is something that I prioritize because independence allows me to do what I want to do. And having the finances to do what you want to do is something that should be appreciated, because no matter if your hometown listens, somebody else is going to listen. When you upload your music to platforms, it's global. It's not local. So the world is listening. And I know what I'm creating. Something that's high quality that the world can resonate with. I understand what Young M.A. is saying. Stay independent. But if you want to be prioritized and if you want to be a person of influence that the world influences, the labels and, you know, the mainstream is something that should be significant to what you're trying to do. But if you're trying to remain in control of what you're doing, stay independent. I'm going to play a record from my last album. It was all a dream. We're going to end this show off. Thank y'all for your time. I appreciate y'all. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone. Chill.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. I had to change my mental, upgrade my credentials. How a nigga came up, it wasn't accidental. Now monumental, more like legendary. A player never worry, bumping pop, Hail Mary, trapped off a Blackberry. Ain't contrary to your belief, I made it at them streets, don't acknowledge beef. Kept the play discreet, we too unique. On the winning streak, spent a couple racks at the boutique. I wouldn't change nothing, I'm always me. Never took a plea, nigga, you a flea. I'm your OG's OG, he called me for inspiration. Need a consultation, just make the payment for the conversation. If it's elevation or innovation, my expectation ain't limitation. You need a demonstration. My track record and reputation should be admiration. That's confirmation. I'm decoration for the trenches, off the benches, jump the fences, no penny pinching. We off the hinges. Hit the shot, my team winning. The series clinching. You niggas finished. Never timid. I've been a menace. No old dog, and every day is printed. Haters living 'cause my life changed. Should be happy, but you a real lame.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.